I'm here with Rachel of the Flour Pit Bakery and Sweet Shop. And Rachel, you make the most beautiful cookies I've ever seen.
Thank you.
They're absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
And you're actually going to teach us how to make icing today, right?
Well, the number one thing that people tell me they struggle with is making a good batch of royal icing. So I'm going to show you how to do that, how to get a good structure with your meringue powder, which is the foundation of your royal icing, and that is what makes or breaks your cookies when you decorate. So I'm going to take you through that step, and then we'll flood a cookie so you can see how to do that. Great. The first thing we're going to add is 1/2 cup of warm water. You want it warm, not hot.
I think it's really fun that you had this background in art and your cookies are so
yes.
good. Like, they really do reflect that, so
Thank
that's
you.
really cool.
Thank you. It's been fun to transition my skills onto icing from paper and canvas.
And then
All right, and then we're adding 1/3 cup of meringue powder, okay? And then we're just going to get that mixed in just a little bit before we turn on our mixer so that it's not stuck to the sides of your bowl.
Oh, all right.
You want to mix it into the water. All right, we're going to raise our bowl, and then we're going to turn the speed all the way to high, and we're going to mix it for 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
Till it's good and frothy.
All right.
Okay, so this is what it should look like once you whip the meringue powder.
All right, very frothy.
Yes. All right, so once you have your meringue powder whipped, you're going to want to add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice,
Okay.
4 teaspoons of whatever flavoring you're using. The purer the flavor, the better. We're using my homemade vanilla that I extract from beans that I
Okay.
source from around the world. And then this is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And this helps your royal icing to not dry hard and crunchy. And then the last thing we will add is 2 pounds of powdered sugar, and you don't need to sift it or anything.
Right.
You just can add it straight from the bag. Then once you have these ingredients in, you're going to raise your bowl up and just set it on low speed till the powder is incorporated. And then you'll put it up to speed 5 or medium speed, and you're going to whip that for 6 minutes.
Okay.
So we're going to take this out, and I'll show you what it looks like. Freshly made. It should be really nice and stiff. You see all the peaks on it standing straight up?
Okay.
If they're tilting over, you haven't whipped it long enough, and that is a perfect base for making your cookies.
Great.
Once you get your icing whipped, you want to get it into an airtight container of some kind of bowl right away, because it will start to crust, especially when it's that thick.
All right.
When it's thinner, you have a little bit more time to work with it, but the thick one, you want to get it in right away. So I have some of it here, and I've added some food coloring to it. So
Okay.
you want to color it first before you thin it.
Oh, okay.
I do recommend using food coloring gels instead of
Oh, the drops? instead of the
drops. Drops are not good for icing. Gels are much better.
Okay.
So you want to add water to it very slowly. If you add too much, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can just add some more of your base icing back in to thicken it up.
Okay.
Or you can just add a little bit more powdered sugar into it to thicken it also if you don't have more of your base icing.
All right. Getting that like glossy almost consistency.
Yes.
That's what you kind of want, right?
Yep, it'll get shinier. So this is looking pretty good. So the glob and ribbon for flooding, if you scoop up your spoon and you turn it over, there should be a nice glob first and then a nice smooth ribbon of icing afterwards. So now it's time to flood your cookies.
All right.
And we have just a simple basic shape that we're going to do today.
Okay.
And we're going to use green that I've already prepared. But what you will do is hold your bag at the top, not in the middle. Okay, so you always keep your thumb and finger at the top like this. And then you want the seam of your bag towards your palm. That helps the icing not to catch at the tip. So you're gonna start, you can start wherever, but I always start at a corner if there's a corner. Touch down, you're gonna lift it and squeeze gently, but consistently.
So we're just
And you're
tracing
just
the
gonna
outside?
outline around, and if you lift your bag up nice and high and just let your icing fall where it needs to go. So once you have it outlined, then you're gonna squeeze harder and closer to the cookie, and you're just gonna flood it. And you want it nice and thick like that, so that there's not a bunch of gaps and empty spaces. So then we're gonna take our scribes, which is just this little tool here, and we're gonna go in circles, and we'll move the icing towards the outline that we made. And you'll see it'll grab right onto the outline, and it'll blend together, and that outline will disappear. And then once you have it moved to where you want it to be, sometimes there can still be little waves and ripples in your icing, and sometimes if you have enough, it'll dry flat, or it'll flood flat. But if you still have a few ripples, you can put your scribe, actually like push it into the cookie, and then you can just swirl it like this, and the motion of that will help smooth out your icing. So once your icing has crusted, you'll notice that the cookie is a little bit duller than it was when we first flooded it. And at this stage, you want to be really careful about moving your cookie because the icing underneath is still very wet.
All right.
And so if you handle it too roughly, the icing can crack. My business is located on Facebook and Instagram at the Flower Pit Bakery and Sweet Shop. And also I can be reached through email at theflowerpit@yahoo.com. And everything I do is made to order. So it's all custom orders. I don't have cookies on hand to order last minute.
Exactly. It's all custom done.
Everything is custom done. And so because everything is custom done, I do recommend ordering at least a month and a half as I do book out, especially around major holidays. I would recommend even 2 or 3 months out.
And we really thank you so much and appreciate you taking up the time and showing us how to create the perfect cookie.
Oh, thank you very much for coming. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.